Wenn ich es gerade recht gesehen habe, ist dieses Spiel finanziell unterstützt von irgendeiner der vielfältigen deutschen Filmförderungen. Wie schafft man das denn bitte? Wie schafft man das denn, wenn das Spiel von Arte oder so produziert ist? Okay, aber ich bin gespannt. The cosmos, infinite space, the dust of a passing comet glistens lazily in the light of two mellow suns. Planets spin around their axis as if hypnotized by their own steady movement. You stand in the command area of your ship and stare into infinity. You live for these moments of peace and contemplation. The majesty of space affects you in a fundamental way. In these moments you profoundly value the magnificence of space travel, especially since most of your own travels consist of you staring at the inside of a cold sleep chamber. You check the command console. All systems fine, the core set, time to go back home. You turn your back on the myriad of little lights out there and go into the stasis chamber. You have earned some sleep. You get cozy while your ship is preparing everything for your dreamless stasis. Reflect on the past few cycles and your successful mission. Ja, Tiere retten ist so eine ehrenvolle Aufgabe. Of course, you are a scientist above all. Your foremost duty is to observe and document, not to intervene. But when an ecosystem as unique as the feather meadows of Agilperi is in danger, you can't stand by and do nothing. Dramatic reef fires were threatening to destroy the planet's entire flora and fauna, and no one could figure out the cause. It was reef fires? A fire? At SeaWorld? It was only thanks to the shape-shifting ability unique to your people that you were able to infiltrate the local population and manage track down the cause of the fires. Kein Wunder, dass das von der deutschen Filmförderung unterstützt wurde. Das ist ein deutsches Spiel. Warum? Ich hab's eigentlich immer eingestellt, dass ich die Sachen auf Deutsch spiele. Warum spiele ich das hier auf Englisch? Und dann mit schon 2 Fehlern in dem Ganzen. Turned out that a large organization was ruthlessly exploiting the planet for their own shit themselves. But thanks to a series of events that included motivational speeches, a bit of seduction and a fistfight with a stone-wielding reptiloid, you were managed to change the minds of those in charge. The Algiperians, with the exception of the 6 million newly employed coral arsonists, will celebrate you as a hero. Take another sip of Earl Mauve Tea. Mauve, ein blasses Lila. And go to sleep. You wake up in the darkness. It's cold. It's always part of cold sleep that bothers you the most, waking up. But now that you think about it, that's also the part that bothers you about ordinary sleeping. The best way to get rid of cold sleep hangovers is doing some stretches. While still in the capsule, you begin to expand your body to 4 times your regular shape, and then rapidly shrink it again. After a few repetitions, you contract back to your standard form. Ah! Ich kann mir meine Form aussuchen. Schön. Ja, ich will Cousin It. Cousin It ist schön. Cousin It mit einem Zyklopenauge ist gut. Lippen, Tentacles, Teeth, Insect. Tongue. Ja, die Zunge gefällt mir gut. Accessoires. Ja, das sieht gut genug aus. Sieht ein bisschen aus wie das Wesen aus Gefahr aus dem Weltall. Wie ist der nochmal im Deutschen? Im Englischen. Nicht This Island Earth. Der bekannte Film von Jack Arnold. Ich weiß nicht. Egal. Ah, that's better. It came from outer space, oder? It came from outer space. Gefahr aus dem Weltall. Ja, die Sonne meint es gut. Your limbs still feel a little numb. Ich habe keine Limbs. Ausgetrickst. Finally, you turn on the light and are immediately blinded by the light. Revved up like a deuce. Okay. Instinctively, you squeeze your optic organs tightly shut. Organ. Optic organ. I have one, okay? After a few minutes, you finally feel awake. You leave the cold chamber. You're surprised by what you see on the screen. You expected to see the starbase of the Academy of Science. Instead, the monitor is filled with a view of a planet unknown to you. Its light bathes the command bridge in the most menacing of colors. Blue. Ja? Seit die Haarfarbe blau menacing geworden ist, würde ich das unterstützen. Scary. Ah, scientist! It is the voice of the automated ship system. For short, ASS. Ja, Klischee ist diese ruhige Frauenstimme. Your ass regrets having to interrupt your cold sleep, but my protocols require that I consult the opinion of a biological intelligence in an extraordinary situation as this. You keep most of your eyes. Hat das Spiel mitbekommen, wie ich aussehe? You keep most of your eye on the strange planet and head for the small built-in food dispenser on the bridge. What is it, ass? Why aren't we at home yet? Your onboard intelligence makes a few beeping and crackling noises before continuing, the AI version of clearing one's throat. I performed a slingshot maneuver near this planet to shorten our travel time. Since this celestial body has not yet been categorized, I made the unusual measurements and came across something astonishing. There is an oxygen balance on the surface of this planet, signs of complex carbon reactions and unusual surface patterns. Get to the point. Get yourself some breakfast gruel. Usually a bit grumpy without it. The point is, there is life on this planet. More than that. More than this. If my initial analysis is correct, it is intelligent life. You turn abruptly to face the ominous blue planet. Your breakfast gruel slides out of its cup and splatters dramatically on the floor. Also es ist die Erde, die ich da sehe. Ich bin ein Außerirdischer, der da irgendwie landen will, um aussterbende Lebensformen zu retten und würde jetzt gerne hinkommen. Ich verstehe, dass das offenbar ein Text-Adventure ist mit ein paar optischen, grafischen Einflüssen, aber Ass, you whisper softly. That is so boring, I just want to go home. It's always the same with these reckless artificial intelligences. You notice anger surging inside you. You woke me up for this because of some half-illiterate, drooling aliens who probably haven't even broken the light barrier yet. I'm just following the set protocol, Ass replies. Would you like to see the collected data, scientist? No, I want to go home. Protocol mandates you to review the data and write a recommendation for action before you can continue your journey. Recommendation for action? Shut up. Oh, my ass needs a recommendation for action. My recommendation for action is stop waking me up for no... Yeah, okay. It feels good to have insulted the unofficial. Can stars just before... Who needs it anyway? That's when your ship is hit. The impact sweeps you off your feet across the entire bridge. There's a bright spot. Jetzt stürze ich ab. Something has gone terribly wrong. Ass! What the Xark is going on? Artificial intelligence interrupts the cacophony of different alarm signals. An identified flying object has hit our starboard side. Due to the impact, there was significant system damage. Total system collapse in approximately 600 seconds. Go team. Let's go, Brandon! The alarm signals are back to full volume. You rush to the control console. You frantically wipe through the various warning messages that flash at you in aggressive turquoise. Finally, you find the central control unit. Does not look good. You look at the various flashing menus, unsure what to do. Options. The collision destroyed the central energy core and several of the backup energy storage. Propulsion, communication, and sensors were hold further action. Warning signals. You try to calm down. Ja doch, ich guck das natürlich an. Look at your tentacles and notice that they are of color of the console in which you are standing. Your body has activated its camouflage reflex completely without your intention, a sign of uncontrolled panic. Ship no longer has sufficient energy reserves to escape. Es wird größer. To escape the gravitational pull of this planet. An emergency landing is inevitable. Initiating landing maneuvers. Please change into the necessary emergency shape. Ich glaube, die habe ich. Grundlegend. Ja, meine Lebensform ist eine emergency shape. Ship jolts as ass corrects the course of your vehicle with the last available energy reserves to enable a semi-controlled landing. You stare at the main screen. The ominous blue color of this nameless planet begins to fill the entire vision. You can see landmasses, weather formations. Ja, sehe ich alles. You get ready for the emergency landing. A spaceship begins to shake violently. Wenn so viel Text da steht und das Spiel offenbar witzig gemeint ist, ja, dann muss das sprühen vor Witz oder kondensieren und ein bisschen kürzer sein. You know what your natural ability to shapeshift is key to surviving this crash, but how? By Florg. Oh, on how many passenger flights have you stared at the safety brochures and made fun of the little pictogram? All you can remember right now is a stupid joke you made to your fellow travelers at the time. Should you form a robust arm and protect yourself from impacting a series of bubbles on the surface of your skin? What is it? Or is a series of gas bubbles on the surface of your skin better so you can absorb the shock of the impact? Or should you spread yourself thin? Why? Get tossed around too much. Spread out. This is a no-brainer. Man macht sich breit. You stretch and extend your body to have as little weight as possible in one place and not be thrown around too much, and then the ship hits the ground. Tire bridge bursts into flames and debris flies everywhere. As if it was hit by the first higher power. Screen consoles, seats explode. Tiny splinters, machine parts, scrap metal. And the majority of these splinters blow. While several of your more vital organs slowly fail from blood loss. Achso, ich bin durchbohrt. Cursed that you may not always be making the best decisions under pressure. With pure willpower, you fight against losing consciousness. It's when you hear the now heavily distorted voice of the ass. At least one of the intercoms has survived. Scientist, you are in critical condition. Please go to the assembler in the next 50 seconds so that emergency measures can be carried out. Stay positive. You realize that ass has switched to its maximum optimism settings, something intended only for the most serious of emergencies. Das ist witzig. In agony, you drag your remaining body parts to the assembler, where ass is in the process of preparing sophisticated first aid kit. Moment later, a medical AI has analyzed your wounds and administers a cocktail of painkillers. Nanobots begin to mend your tattered body. Machines work there. I can't believe it's not magic. After a few hours, you are back in a stable state and can get up slowly. After a few hours, 600 Minuten waren das. Oder Sekunden. Ich hatte eben 600 Sekunden verstanden, bis wir abstürzen. Feeling great, which is entirely due to the sophisticated drug cocktail system. You look around. You are standing ankle deep in the debris of the cockpit. Electronics, no screen, no control. Thing is stick 10, but the good news... Achso, wir sind ja schon gelandet. Ach, vergessen. First class structural integrity. Die Musik hätte sich ändern sollen. Ja, damit, oder so ein großer Crash, damit ich weiß, wir stehen jetzt am Boden. Ich hatte irgendwie das Gefühl... egal. You drag your feet to a cushion. Flog knows where it came from. Sit down. Danke. Weil die Musik geht mir langsam auf den Keks. Und wenn wir jetzt schon gelandet sind, dann... You take a short breather. Then the crucial question. Okay, ass, what's next? The damage to the internal systems is huge. But the good news is the assembler is still functional. Stay positive. The is good news indeed. You can construct spare parts with the help of the assembler. Given enough time and power supply, you could repair this ship, even build a completely new one. After a few buzzing and beeping sounds, ass continues. All we need now is an energy source. Yeah, where have we landed? What can you tell me about the area? Your ass has taken you as close to an energy source as was possible under the conditions. Crash site is covered with dense vegetation, but between here and the energy source there is a small settlement of the indigenous civilization. Your ass has no information about the possible dangers. Be prepared for anything. Scientists, stay positive. This complicates matters between you and your way out of here. You now presume a horde of spear-wielding... Spearmint. Spare heißt das, oder? Spearman, ja klar. Superstitious savages. Try to use your shape-shifting powers to hide yourself as best as you can among the local population. Can you produce equipment for me? Regrettably, life-saving measures were necessarily to save you. There's no more power available to produce complex equipment. Yay! Stupid optimism drive. Scientists, I have taken the liberty of producing a portable communicator. Ach, also doch noch. The last bit of energy available. This allows you to stay in touch with your ass while you are away from the ship. Ass can do tactical analysis. Das mit dem Your Ass ist im Grunde natürlich witzig, aber nutzt sich ein bisschen ab. You form a small skin pocket and slip in the communicator. You step out of smoking wreckage of the spaceship onto the surface of this unknown planet. You can breathe in this air, but it is filled with strange smells. Die Musik, ja. Sie hören selber. Local animals, temporarily silenced by your crash, begin to resume their nocturnal sounds. Not long now until this planet's bright star rises on the horizon. Your crash. Name the planet. Realize that no one has ever named this planet. Ja, außer den Leuten, die darauf leben, möglicherweise. It's the first visitor to this strange world. It's your task indeed to privilege the name discovery. Future generations may look at this spot charts and remember you and your adventurous escape from this world. Or they remember that this planet was found in the records of a hapless, stranded corpse. Ja, einen Teufel werde ich tun. Ich muss dem Spiel entsprechend natürlich einen witzigen Titel geben. Crashopia. Weil ich hier immer gecrashed bin. I christen you Crashopia. As, please make an entry in the captain's log. You mean the black box? Go team. Whatever, just make it official. You clear your throat. You continue in a solemn voice. In the name of the Union of Interstellar Civilizations, I christen this planet Crashopia. Crashtopia wäre besser gewesen, ne? Jetzt heißt er nun mal so. May the record show that I extend tentacles of peace and friendship to the inhabitants of Crashopia, that they may one day prove worthy to take a place in the galactic society of civilized beings. As an emissary of the UIC, I solemnly swear to bring the light of progress, freedom and decency to these beings and to free them from their primitive and superstitious ways. You feel a little sublime. Whatever happens, your entry into the history discs is assured. Echt? Die haben noch Discs? Keine Download? Ja? Die History-Streaming-Dienste? Right. Your ship's battery will not recharge itself. One last time you take a long look at your crashed vehicle, then you walk resolutely out into the unknown world. You will only return when your mission has been successful. A few minutes later you return after the ass noticed that you forgot the battery in the ship. But then you're on your way. Das ist witzig. The unknown flora, the dark night sky, the strange sounds of the local animals and the unnerving music in my ears. Everything is a bit eerie. You suddenly realize that you are really a light... Zum Beispiel hier an der Stelle. Wenn die Musik jetzt weggehen würde, man würde nur irgendwie die Geräusche hören. Wäre es gut. Skills and equipment you carry. A loneless blue hell planet. Your ass comes to life. Please turn right here, Science. We should be able to get a better overview of the surroundings here. As you are told. Valley outstretched, very good. We can plan next excursion. You see a hydroelectric power plant on your left. Kein Grund, das zu zeigen. Wäre zu viel Arbeit. Bring the ship and start repair. Damage is severe, but we should... Ist das okay, wenn ich ein bisschen weiter durchklicke? Ja, ist bestimmt gut und tiefsinnig. Hier wird mir jetzt auch bestimmt was gesagt darüber, was ich tun soll. Which approach to the settlement? Ich will die Lokale infiltrieren. What are you talking about? I'm talking about infiltrating the domestic population. You might infiltrate primitive cultures. What's more foundation for a positive future? Mana, I want to note that we have no information on the locals. Risk is my middle name. Your personal file, your middle name is noted as Jesse K. You roll your eyes. Millennia of research into artificial intelligence. Machines are still incapable of recognizing idioms. As this was, if you have made false statements in your personal files, this would be serious breach of policies 4, 7, 15, and 21. No, ass! That was just, I will make a note, so that internal security authorities need to examine your file more closely upon our return. So then, however, you must decide on our future course. Ja. Ach so. Okay, also meine Entscheidung... Nee, ist nicht, ne? Aber ich will jetzt Leute sehen. Oh, eine Katze. Body is very small. You could certainly crash Shopia settlement. Why keep searching, will you? You decide to imitate the cat. Its fur, its powerful, elegant paws. As you finish your transformation, cat looks up. So. Das nächste mache ich jetzt noch, ja. Hauptsächlich, weil ich gesehen hatte auf der Homepage, dass es hier, willkommen in hinter Oberstbach. Dass es irgendwie in Bayern spielt. Habe ich schon erwähnt, wie das Spiel heißt? Plan B from Outer Space. Ja, Sie werden es im Thumbnail, im Titel und überhaupt schon gesehen haben. Aber es ist ein guter Titel. Ja? Plan B from Outer Space. Finde ich super. Eigentlich hätte es eine Dokumentation über trashige B-Movies so heißen sollen. Ne? Also, okay. Follow the cat. It's going in the direction you were aiming for. Short term. It's fortunate because it finds a small difficult. Analyze the colony. Finally, die Musik wird auch nicht besser. Also, nicht mal was gegen die Musik, aber das ist nicht die Art Musik, die man minutenlang irgendwie im Ohr haben muss. Das ist eher die Musik, die so einen Übergang macht von einer zur anderen. Also. Crisscrossed by a maze of streets, paths. Ich will jetzt die erste Person noch treffen. You can find the whole thing confusing. Quasar core prefabricated houses. Crash up again into the house with all the AI I've known. Most of them. Ask, what's the fastest way to get to the antenna? Crashopia-Links. Ich klicke einfach mal weiter. Ich will jetzt irgendeine Person treffen. Ja, ich versuche die zu studieren. Suddenly, huge metal monsters supported by 4 black tires appears a vehicle. A miracle that such a strange construction can move at such impressive speed. And it's coming right at you. Duck under the vehicle. Last second you throw yourself on the floor, compress all your organs as flat as you can. And then everything's over. The strange vehicle follows its path and only leaves an unpleasant cloud of carbon-based gases. Gut, dass ich mich so platt gemacht habe. Ja, die Katze kommt. Ich sag auch Miau. Ah, eine Person. Ask, what just happened here? Apparently these beings have very fine senses and can detect rather hasty imitations of their own. Your ass recommends that you take more time to study your subject. Trying in the disguise that's creature is about the same size as your standard form, covered with rosy, wrinkled skin. All important organs seem to be duplicated. You recognize 2 eyes, 2 arms, 2 legs. On its head there is a patch of white fur. Like many non-shapeshifters, this creature wears clothing, a long flowing robe that extends to the creature's ankles. It's dyed traditional war color of your people. Beige. Witzig. From her face protrudes an organ of unknown function on which a frame of glass and metal is balanced. Perhaps a primitive type of ocular implant. Creature steps ass activates simultaneous translation. It's like poetry. Crashopians say, come here. Oh, weird. Usually more kitties. I don't know, antworte ich. Ah, da erschreckt sie sich. Okay, you are expected to respond. Kriegt Angst, weil die Katze spricht. Okay. Okay. Ja, ich würde mal sagen, ich analysiere noch, na, wie sieht wie sieht der Außerirdische uns Menschen? After a short consideration, tie up the cushion with a decorative cloth that covered the table. This won't get in your way. Thoughtfully. Skin folds expense. Straighten up. Also ich verkleide mich jetzt als sie und dann sehe ich hier, wie ich aussehe. Was das hier ist, weiß ich noch nicht. Wahrscheinlich Gegenstände, die ich kriegen kann oder so. Ja, und ich denke, das soll reichen. So als Einblick. Ach, okay. Das waren die ersten 3 Kapitel. Ja, perfekt. Mehr wollte ich jetzt auch nicht machen. Ja, Robot Pumpkin Games. Ich wusste, worauf ich mich hier einlasse. Und ich hoffe, man hat mir angemerkt oder nicht angemerkt, dass ich voreingenommen war dem Spiel gegenüber. Denn eine meiner unerfreulichsten Spielerfahrungen jemals, nämlich die Innsmouth Case oder Innsmouth Chronicle, Innsmouth Case, glaube ich, ne? Stammt hier von der Firma. Und das Spiel jetzt ist dem sehr ähnlich, ja, sehr, sehr textintensiv. Aber, sagen wir mal, was hier fehlt, ist das, was mich bei dem anderen Spiel halt sauer gemacht hat. Bei dem anderen Spiel war es so, dass wir uns erst groß distanzieren von H.P. Lovecraft, dann seinen Ramsch nehmen, mit dem man Geld machen kann und baut eine sehr, sehr langweilige und bemüht witzige Story irgendwie zusammen, die irgendwas mit Innsmouth zu tun haben soll. Grauenvoll, ja. Ist das hier jetzt besser? Es ist erstmal natürlich nicht so grauenvoll unehrlich wie Innsmouth, wie das Innsmouth-Spiel. Ne? Dass wir sagen, wir hassen den Typen, der es geschrieben hat, machen aber Geld mit ihm oder so, sondern es ist eine eigene Sache, wie es scheint. Es ist witzig. Ja, ist es per Anhalter durch die Galaxis witzig? Nein. Ich habe 3 Kapitel gespielt und es gibt 25. Ist das viel? Ich glaube auch nein. Mehr als 30 animierte Charaktere und more ass. Ja, das ist der große Gag hier drin. Ja, ich will das Spiel jetzt nicht runtermachen. Ja, gibt Leute wahrscheinlich, die den Humor mögen und dann auch gerne viel lesen. Ich finde das hier geschwätzig und ich fand auch das andere sehr geschwätzig. Und das ist so ein Problem. Gibt's richtig gut geschriebene Text-Adventure? Ich meine, klar, die ersten Choose Your Own Adventure Bücher oder hier von Steve Jackson und Ian Livingstone und so weiter und Einsamer Wolf und so diese Sachen. Als Computer, ich habe gehört, dass Sachen wie, aber das kann man nicht vergleichen, oder? So Day of the Tentacle, das soll witzig sein, oder Maniac Mansion. Aber das sind, glaube ich, eher. Also man hat da halt immer noch so diese Bewegung und Sachen sammeln und lustige Grafik. Hat man hier halt nicht. Insofern, also mich langweilt es sehr, sehr schnell, aber es mag Leute geben, die das nicht langweilt. Ich habe jetzt leider nicht erfahren, ob bayerische Sachen hier drin vorkommen, die irrwitzig sind. Und wenn, würde ich mich direkt fragen. Weil das Innsmouth-Ding so ein bisschen woke klang, ja, und dann darf man sich natürlich nicht lustig machen, außer über Bigotterie, ja, und Spießertum. Ist es dann so, dass das aus einer Ecke stammt, in der man sich eigentlich über nichts lustig machen darf, aus politisch korrekten Gründen, aber über Bayern dann schon, ja, weil es halt die Bayern sind, ne, und da die CSU ist oder so. Hätte mich jetzt noch interessiert, habe ich hier nicht rausgekriegt und ich will es nicht behaupten, wenn es am Ende nicht stimmt. Also, meins ist es nicht. Ist es ihrs?